Hi students, in this video we are going to learn how to develop SCADA screen for a simple application like water level controller. Open DIA View development application installed on the computer. Take some time. Go to new project, give any name. I'll just give water level controller. Let the default pathway be there. Say OK. Choose the empty one and say OK. Now the list of things corresponding to the water level controller project will open. Now we need to develop SCADA screen first. Click on window or else right click on that. Click on new window. This is the window where we develop SCADA screen. We know that for water level controller we need few objects. I go to gallery. We need two push buttons for turning on the motor and turning off the motor. Those are available in the button switch. You choose button 2 for that. Select that and drag here. You can make it how much, whatever the size you want. Then you can copy it and paste it. You can copy and paste for one more thing. We know that this is required for stop button as well. So two buttons I have taken. And for water level controller, we know that we will need three sensors. I mean two sensors which are placed in the tank and one sensor which is placed in the sump. We have designed in such a way. First we will take the indicators. Later on we will go for taking the sensors if at all required. Go to indicating instruments. You can take any of this, but to look good I'll take this. Here also you can keep the size of the indicator whatever the size you want. In fact you could we could copy it and paste it there. So three sensors for this is for sump sensor, the red one. Yeah, we can write the text as well. Go to toolbox, then select the text. You click on anywhere, then on the right side you see in this I allow to type the name. So start, click on the screen, the start will come. You bring it wherever you want, then copy it and paste. Again you will have to go here, then you'll have to edit here. Then we have used three level sensors. Three level sensors. One is tank low level sensor. Right. In the similar way, We will copy this and paste it now so that it will be easier for us to edit. Tank high level sensor. As I said, we have put only two sensors in the tank and one sensor to detect whether water is available in the sump or not. This is sump, and just we have used one sensor, one level sensor there, that is sump level sensor. So to indicate whether the motor in the sump is running or not, we can take one more indicator, any lamp for that matter. I'll take this diode 4. Yeah. So to put the text for it, again I'll go to toolbox, then basic graphics, then text. We can edit here. This is what motor status. Yeah. So this is what control switches and status indicators of our project. Now I'll put one box here. So the things went backside. You go for layer selection, bring to send to back. Yeah, the indicators will come forward. Now we are done with push buttons and sensors. Now I will prepare tank and sump. Again, go to gallery. You go for valve vessels. You take one elevator. Select this and put it here. We will keep one tank over that. You choose this tank so that the contents are visible. You can drag to the point wherever you want them to be. Yeah. Now I'll put one sump. Sink, in the name of sink it is there. I'll put the sink here. Yes. Yeah. Now we will use a immersible pump that will be available in the motor pump. I'll just put the indicator that shows whether the motor is running or not. You take pump 3 and you drag over the sump. Yeah, this size is okay for us. Now we need two pipes for connecting the tank and sump pump. For that, you go for full screen, then you go to toolbox, then you take this pipe. You click on top of the tank and drag till it reaches the pump. You double click here. Yeah. Now similarly you can choose one more pipe and connect to another end of the pump. Yeah. This pipe size is looking small, that we can do it by exiting from full screen mode. Now you choose the size of the pipe to be 20. You click on that. Pipe width is here. You let it be 20, so which matches the size. Yeah, I hope it looks fine. Let us see with respect to this. Yeah, let this size also be 20. Drag wherever you want. This is what our SCADA screen is. Now we need to link our SCADA and PLC. For that we need to develop some variables. Click on variable dictionary and keep on adding the variables which are required for linking. First we need start variable. It will have two values, that is 0 and 1. So we will be taking digital. Then you add one more, that is for stop. You add one more for tank low level sensor. Add tank high level sensor. We will be tank high high level sensor. Don't forget that it will not take any spaces in between according to the programming languages. This is sump level sensor. Then we need one more for sump pump. Then to animate even the sump and tank, we need to have those variables too, tank and sump. These many variables are required. So whereas this tank and sump will have analog values between 0 and 100, so I should opt for analog. So these are the variables for developing the program and animations. Now I link those variables to the objects that I have placed on the screen, right? So you choose the start. So for start button, I have linked a variable start. So the same name I have given. So that I should link in animation. You select the object, you select the object on the SCADA screen, you go to animation, then you go to child animation. You click there. Now you can link that variable here. So you remember which variable I have given for start? The name itself, the start only. So go to click on the variable dictionary. These are the variables I just created. Those have come here. Click on the start. So that object is linked with the variable start. Now say OK. So if it is off, gray color will come. If it is on, green color will come. Let it be green always. So I am choosing green for both. It should be always green, so I am choosing green for both 0 as well as 1. Say okay. The same thing has to be done for even stop. Click on that object, go to animation, then child animation. You link the variable here, variable dictionary, stop, it comes down, then say okay. Let it be red irrespective of its status, say okay. Now one more thing we should do. What should happen when we press it from the SCADA screen? You know that when we press it, it should turn on the, it should turn on the automated system. When we press that, this, it should turn off the automated system. This can be done using mouse only. So this can be done using the event available on the screen. So left button down. When I press left button down, when I press the mouse left button, it should activate. I mean, start function has to work. For that, you click on the, you select the object, you go to event, then click on left button down. You go here, then you choose the variable here. We don't need to write the script here too. It will only help us. Then you go to variable, then object, then variable, then you start. So it should be true. When I press this is equal to true. Once it is done, you say save. So if there are any error, it will only show there is no error. Click on exit, save and exit. Now select this one. Here only you should write one more step. You go to left button up. So when you release the button, what should happen? It should be off, like push button. So it is working as a push button. So when you release this, it means when you release the mouse button, you should be off. It means false. Again, you click on save. It shows compile success. Then you click on save and exit. The same thing has to be done for stop button as well. So left button down. So what should be here? You choose variable, then object, again variable, then stop. So when you press the push button, mouse cursor, so it should be true. Yeah, save and exit. Then again, when you release the mouse button, it should be false. Yeah, save and exit. So for this also we need to link the sensors, variables. Here, click on this tank low level sensor. What is the variable that we have given? Go to there, click on the child animation, select this. What is the variable? Tank low level sensor. Thus that comes over here. Say okay. So if it is off, it will be red. When it is on, it will be green. Similarly, tank level sensor, go to child animations, then choose which variable has to be linked. Tank high level sensor. Then sump level sensor, choose the variable. Here, fine. Then motor status. So this should be linked to our sump motor. As I said, there are no spaces allowed, so I have just given underscore there. Yeah. Whenever the motor turns on, this LED will glow. This will turn. You can see the color. When it turns on, when motor is turned on, it will be turning to green. Okay. Now same thing. Whenever the motor turns on, this fan should show green indication. For that we need to link it to sump pump output only. Same, whatever we have linked motor status to, the same thing has to be done here. Same variable, sump pump. Okay, and see, when it is off, the fan color will be red. When it is on, the fan background will be green. Say okay. Now fan rotate speed also we can choose. What is the speed in which it should rotate, and we can also choose clockwise or anti-clockwise. So here also we should choose the same variable, sump pump. Whenever sump motor gets on, there should be some water flowing inside the pipe. That can be also animated here. Select the pipe, then click on flow control, choose the variable, same sump pump, because when sump motor gets on, there will be water flow indication here. So how the water flow should be indicated? Should be indicated very fast. The same thing has to be done for this pipe as well. Sump pump here, fast. This is what we have, this is how we have to link. So now the linking of variables with the SCADA screen object is done. Now we have to link these variables to the physical PLC controller, right? For that we need to take up an IO device. So here we are adding whatever the PLC we are using, that should be selected here. Click on the IO device, you click on add. We have got Delta PLC. So for that we go to Delta. Then we are using Modbus serial ASCII protocol. So we are choosing this. This is very important step. Otherwise PLC will not be able to communicate with the SCADA screen. Say okay. And this protocol works in different way. So I am choosing, it has to use 7 bits for data, 1 bit for stop bit, and parity even. This setting has to be done even in the PLC as well. Say okay. Device address is 1. Say okay. Now device 0 has come here. I should link the device physical IO ports with the variables that I have linked with the window. See, for this window, for this objects on the screen, I have linked these variables. Now I am linking these variables with the physical IO ports of the PLC. Go to device 0, then keep on adding these things. Now I have used variable start. So for this, so I need control from the SCADA screen using the memory M0. So I'll explain this with PLC program as well. So M0 I am using for start button, M0, yes. So associated variable, now I am linking the variables that just I created, start variable, yes. Now I'll add few more, I'll just allow to link few more variables, stop. So this I am doing through memory 1 only. So I will link this variable to stop. We'll have to add one more thing. That is whatever there on the variable dictionary, we'll have to keep on adding. So this data is directly available from the input X2. So this I'll explain with the program. Yeah, let us go through the program as well now, because otherwise it is easy, difficult to understand. Now this is the program we have done. So this X0 and X1 are start and stop push buttons, whereas this M0 and M1 are the controls from the SCADA screen. Whenever I press start button on the SCADA screen, this will be energized. So the control circuit ಅಥವಾ our automation system will be turning on in this way. This X0 is a physical control from the PLC side. This M1 is a control from the SCADA screen. So this M0 and M1 are linked here. That's what I have shown here. M0 and M1 are the memories which are required to control from this start and stop from the SCADA screen. Whereas tank low level sensor, high level sensor, sump level sensor are the sensors connected to X3, X2, X3, X4 of the PLC. So the same thing I am linking there. Whereas there is only one output, Y not, that also I should link to pump. Now let us go there. Let us go to our project. Now we will start linking the variables again. So M2, this is what, as we have seen in the PLC program, this is X2. Say okay. So what is the variable in the SCADA screen? Now add one more thing. This takes up a lot of time. You need to have some patience. X3, then the variable is high level sensor. Then you add one more thing for linking, sump level sensor. So this is connected to X4 as we have seen in the PLC. Now the pump. You know that sump pump is connected through the relay to Y0. Is connected to Y0. So these statuses are available directly from the PLC. Yeah, these statuses are directly available from the PLC, whereas these two are required to control from the SCADA side. Now, if we need to animate tank and sump also can be animated. So for that, we need this. We just need a memory. I'll choose data register. Can use. Then I should link here. This is how we have to do. So these values, tank and sump values. So maximum value should let it be 100. So for animation. Yes. Now you see what are all we have done. We have developed the objects. Then we have linked to the objects using animation. I mean, we have linked these objects to some variables. That variables are linked to what? The physical ports of the PLC. right? Now we need to dump the program. We need to dump the program from the PLC to the, I mean, from the computer to the PLC. Now go to options, communication settings. So as I said, I'm using ASCII, data length should be 7, parity is even, stop bit is 1. Station address is 1. I'll say OK. Then I'll dump this program to, I'll compile it. Then I'll dump this program to our PLC. Now before going to the SCADA, we can also see if the PLC is working fine. Yes, I will just press X naught. Yeah, which turns on the system based on the sensors. I'll press X1 from the PLC, which turns on the motor itself and the automated system. Now let us go to the SCADA screen. Now if everything is alright, the status should be straight away available on this sensors. Now we'll have to develop the script as well for animating. So I'll have to link it to the IO device 0 that we have created. Double click on this. Yes. Now we'll have to open some script content as well. Initially, I will not animate the tanks. I'll just save. Later on, we can animate the tank and sump. Now I will just run here. Oh, good. Now you see this is straight away communicating with the PLC. There is an indication that there is a water up to low level sensor on the tank. Now I'll release some water from the tank. When the water goes below the low level sensor, so there will be no data from the sensor. This is how. So earlier I had turned on the system from the PLC side. Now we can turn on and off from the SCADA screen as well. Now based on the sensor data, the system starts functioning. Now I'll press X1 from the PLC. I'll press X naught from the PLC, which turns on the automated system. Now I'll press stop from the SCADA screen. I just clicked on the SCADA screen. It start working. It means irrespective of the data from the PLC, the motor is turned off. Now I will turn on the system, but the motor will not be on since there is a water from the water up to the low level sensor. I'll release some water here. The water goes below the low level sensor now. That can be seen here. Yes. Now even though the water is going below the tank low level sensor, I have turned off the system using master controls. So it is not getting on. Now I will turn on from the SCADA screen only. Yes. That's how we can control from the SCADA screen as well as the PLC physical control buttons. Anytime I can turn the system on irrespective of the sensor data. See, there is a water in the sump. This can be indicated by green color on the screen. Now I will bring the sensor up. That is, I will have to show just there is no water in the sump. See, this is updated here. Now I will put the sensor inside the sump. This shows there is a water in the sump. Now again I will release the water from the tank, little bit of water. The status from the low level sensor will be going off. According to the program, whenever there is no water at the low level sensor, the motor should turn on. But it is not turning on since I used master control stop to turn off the system. Now I will turn on the system by pressing start on the SCADA screen. Looking beautiful? Yes. Now I will just let this working be shown. Now the water is getting filled, but I have not shown any status over here. This also can be animated. I will be showing now. Now the water is filling the tank. We have used such a setup over here. Yes. Yeah, to minimize the size of the video, I am just skipping this particular step. I'll have to show this animation of the sums as well, because parallelly the automated system is working. Now I'll animate this using my script. Don't worry, we don't need to write many lines for that. Yeah, I'll animate that based on the sensors. So just if condition I'll use, if variable that, that when the water is, there is no data from low level sensor as well as high level sensor, the water is very low. When the data from both the sensor is 0, then the tank should show. This is for what we should link the variables with a physical PLC setup. So variable tank should have value maybe less than 20% of the total tank capacity. Yes. So just copy and paste. Else if the water is, there is a water in the water up to tank level sensor, and below the high level sensor. Now the water has reached the high level sensor, that can be seen on the SCADA screen. However, we will do some animations as well. Yeah. If the water is above the low level sensor and below the high level sensor, let it be around 50%. I mean, tank should show. Else, else the tank should show 100%. then we will say end. Okay. So we are going to animate. We will show 100%. We are going to animate what? The sump as well. If there is a data from sump sensor, sump level sensor, it means if there is a data means true. If there is a data from sump level sensor, I will say there is water full of sump. So variable dot sump is equal to 100, right? You have to use then here THE then. Else the sum should show the water below maybe some 10%, around maybe 10% or 20% or any value that is showing the animation well, 20%. To keep the motor safe, we will ensure that there is sufficient water. So I am putting just 30% or 20% also will be fine. So, and if now I will just compile. If there are error, it shows. So I'll have to use one more bracket here. Programming is very simple. Here too, I've added here extra, but I had to add at the ends. We know that number of opening brackets should be equal to number of closing. Yeah, this looks good. You remember the minimum and maximum value for these variables. I had given tank and sump, I had given to 100. So this is for this purpose I had given 0 to 100 the variable value that it should hold. Now I just run the program. Now I'll go to window. Now I will run. Now animation, even the animation will be available at the tanks as well as sump. Yeah, the statuses are indicated here as well. Yes. Will turn on. Not working. Let us see. Yeah, we had missed linking the sump and tank to its corresponding variables. That is why that program is not working. I will have to select sump. We'll have to link here liquid level, what it should show. So I had given this 0 to 100 but forgot to link the what, the variables. So this is sump. Yeah, now that program will work. I mean the animation will work according to the script. Now I'll have to choose liquid level, tank. Yes, now let us see if the script works and our animation will be according to our script. Yes, there is a water full of sump. Yes, see, the water is not touching high level sensor, so it is showing 50%. I'll make the sensor to touch the water. I just made this upper level sensor to touch the water. Now you can see the water level is high. Now I'll take out the sensor from the water. It is showing 0. If I leave the water and the water comes below low level sensor, that may be placed around here. This will be this. Now I'll take out the sensor from the sump, which has to indicate there is least water from the sump. This is also short. I left some water to keep the safer side of the motor. See, so we are operating physically, uh, physical things outside this program, and there's those status are available here. I hope this video is clear and interesting. For more videos, you subscribe and like. Thank you. This is Navin Kumar, lecturer from Government Polytechnic Mulbagal, Government of Karnataka. Thank you. I'll just exit from this.